I meant to record this video right after I got home from my last day at Halloween Horror Nights. But as you can probably guess, that didn't happen. Actually, I fell asleep because I was just super exhausted. Hey there you guys, Shaun Allen here. Welcome to my new set of videos about my hiring experience at Universal Studios Hollywood, the entertainment capital of LA. Yes, I know, this is my Disneyland display. It's time, guys, to talk about my experience with Universal during Halloween Horror Nights. What happened? How do I feel about working at Halloween Horror Nights and Ash vs. Evil Dead, and really just specifically Universal? Well, I must say that I didn't really enjoy it. Did not. Just kidding! I'm just playing with you guys. No, I really, honestly, I'm telling the truth here. I really enjoyed it, okay? Let me just be plain and simple. I absolutely loved doing this. Some people may be like, oh, you just direct traffic and all that stuff. Well, it's actually a little bit more than that. Yeah, it's, you know, letting people into the maze and keeping the flow going in terms of keeping people walking through the maze. But it's more than that. It's keeping the guests safe, but also the actors safe. And my gosh, I can't tell you how many times I had to kick out people from the maze or follow them outside because they either punched one of our actors or did something to one of the sets and all. I didn't enjoy having to kick people out of the maze. I mean, that's not me, okay? I want people to enjoy being inside this environment of Ash vs. Evil Dead, but I have to keep everybody safe. That also includes the actors, and they really appreciated my support for them because, you know, the actors go through a lot to scare people, and sometimes when people get scared, they have certain reactions, whether it's intentional or not. They will potentially might hurt somebody. So those were moments where I had to really be like on track and keeping track as to what is going on inside the maze. That wasn't like the only thing that I did. I was also like letting people into the maze near the front. I was also as what they call greeter at our front gate. So all in all, my experience with Halloween Horror Nights and Universal was a lot of fun. And you know what? I need to do this very quickly because I'm gonna forget. But I have to give a big shout out to my leads and my supervisors. They all did a phenomenal job. It was such a big encouragement for me to be able to work with them. And if they're watching this, if you guys are watching this video, thank you guys so much for everything you guys did. I mean, I know I've posted on Facebook and on Instagram and Twitter. Well, I don't know about Twitter, but I can't thank you guys enough for all of the adventures we had. So thank you once again. And also, I need to give a big shout out to all of the amazing hosts I worked with. You guys totally rocked. Thank you so much for all of your support and friendship. It really means a lot. I made so many new friends during this season of Halloween Horror Nights. I'm laughing because it's just unbelievable. I can't even, like, it's still crazy to think that it's already over. Just let you guys know, you guys did your best to make the maze awesome. And it was just great working with all of you. So a big shout out and a round of applause to them because they did such an amazing job. I mean, they just totally rocked it. Now, I know for some people, Universal's Halloween Horror Nights may not be their cup of tea, and I completely understand that. But the reason why I was chosen to be a part of Halloween Horror Nights was because I sent in a job application. I wasn't just picked out of thin air to work at Halloween Horror Nights. It wasn't because of my videos. It wasn't because of graduating from college. It was because I sent in a bunch of job applications, and one of them was a application for Halloween Horror Nights as a maze host. I don't know if I posted anything in that application saying I want to do something else besides maze host, but along those lines, I sent in other applications, but the one for Halloween Horror Nights, which literally was actually my last option that I sent in, it was the one that got picked. And I was like, I'm just going to throw it out there, and it went through. And I became a part of the Universal family, which is unbelievable. And to be a part of this, not only this brand, the Universal brand, and also the Halloween Horror Nights brand, and really Ash vs. Evil Dead, it really means a lot because I contributed in many different ways to this company, to this series, and I think it really paid off because Universal wanted me to continue working for them. The leads and supervisors wanted me to continue on, and which was really encouraging to hear from them. And I also heard that some of our other hosts were rehired to work in Universal after Halloween Horror Nights. Some, unfortunately, didn't make it or are in the process. But, guys, if you are either rehired or going through the interview process, you guys are totally rocking it. For those of you who weren't able to get back into the parks, I hope to see you guys again soon. Totally follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, or follow me here on YouTube because, you know, I want to stay connected. I try to keep connected with a lot of my friends and hosts and everybody that I worked with, you know, on some form of social media, but really, I really hope that they do come back to Universal. I wish them all the best and their continued success. I think everybody on the team had a chance and really deserved to continue working at Universal. So I just want to wish them all the best on their continued success and career options, and I hope to see you guys again very soon. And of course, I can't forget about these guys, the actors. Again, they went through so much in the maze. It's unbelievable. And I gotta tell you, some of them went through a lot of pain. Some of them went through moments of grief. Some of them went through, you know, some joyous occasions. But all in all, I think they had fun with what they did. And I actually made a few friends with some of them, and they all just totally rocked it. They scared me a few times. It's funny because one of the actors, I can't remember which one it was, but we have this area in the maze right as you exit where Ash comes out and says, "Groovy." There's this one actor where he did it to me a few times, and he kept track as to how many times he got me. There was one time I can remember on this one day where he goes, "Groovy." You're like, "One, I got you this time." Then he does it again to me when I was in a different area of the maze. When I went past him again, he goes, like, "Groovy," but he does a two, like, "Gotcha twice." I wanted to prank him back, but I was like, I don't know. I couldn't really do anything about that because I'm working as a host. And that's the thing, too. In case you're wondering, do we have any, like, privileges or can we, like, do things to the guests as they're in the maze? The answer is no. We can't really scare guests. In fact, that's the one thing that they tell us not to do. There were times where they were accidentally scared by us, and the reason why was because sometimes they're going through dark areas, they can't see us, and just seeing us all of a sudden, it kind of freaks them out a little bit. Sometimes I did get bumped by accident. Some of them tried to scare me intentionally, and I was like, There was one part of the maze where we had all this fog, and it was really hard to see, and I'm literally holding this light. I had this one person, literally, he's got his hands up like this. He accidentally puts his whole hand right on my face, like a face plant. I was like, excuse me, can you just get your hand off my face? And the guy apologized for it, but it wasn't like he was, you know, trying to hurt me or anything. Nobody did anything to me that was, like, physical, unless it was the face plant and all. But all in all, my experience at Ash vs. Evil Dead, completely awesome. I would literally do it over again. Well, maybe not do it over again, but continue doing it. But unfortunately, Halloween Horror Nights is over, and it wouldn't make much sense to call it Halloween Horror Nights. Now it'd be called Thanksgiving Horror Nights. And then Christmas Horror Nights, you know, that'd be Krampus, right? Or Nightmare Before Christmas. So, anyways, it was a lot of fun, though, and I did enjoy myself. And yes, I was able to check out the other mazes when I had time off and when I was clocking in, like, super late at night. So I had a chance to go around looking at, like, the different mazes and the scare zones and the Terror Tram and the Jabberwocky Show. I'll be mentioning about all that stuff in my second video, part 2. Okay, before I forget, it's time to show you guys my merchandise loot. What did I get? Okay, now honestly, I did not realize I was going to be getting a lot of stuff. Okay, I was trying to keep myself away from getting a whole bunch of stuff for Halloween Horror Nights or from Halloween Horror Nights. But when I gathered all my stuff up for this video, I was like, oh boy, I got a lot more than I thought. So they had these games over on the Metro sets that were like games you would find in like arcades and all. So these I won. And first off we have here is a plush Creature from the Black Lagoon. If you guys remember from one of my videos from before, I think it was in part C, my part 1C of my hiring experience with Universal, that you guys saw these guys. Well, I got Creature from Black Lagoon. I think he went faster than the other classic horror monsters, because when I left, they still had plenty of the Mummy, Wolfman, Frankenstein, Dracula characters. But these guys were gone pretty quickly, so I'm glad I got this one right away. As you guys know, I like the Mummy, so I got Boris Karloff's Mummy right here. I didn't get the other classic monster characters because I actually have little toys of them already, so I wanted to get this one because, you know, I like the Mummy. Here he is. The Terror Tram was hosted by Chucky, and here he is, Chucky, the little killer doll. And as you all know, the actor that portrayed or did the voice of Chucky came back and reprised his role or the voice of Chucky for the Terror Tram. And of course, you can't have Chucky without his girlfriend here. Oh, you got a little like piece of like webbing on your head. That's kind of appropriate, actually. We got Tiffany right here. Oh, Chucky. Oh, hey there, Tiff. Did you enjoy Halloween Horror Nights this year? I wasn't even invited. I wasn't even your co-host on the Terror Tram. Because I didn't want you around. You were going to take my spotlight. Now, seriously, I could have done a little bit with these two, but yeah, I got Chucky, got Tiffany, and last but not least, we had Titans of Terror, which of course was also the Terror Tram, and in that maze / Terror Tram, they had Leatherface and Jason and Freddy here. Yes, in case you guys don't know, last year they actually had a maze called Freddy vs. Jason, and some of the merchandise they had was probably from last year because there were some things that said Freddy vs. Jason. So here they are, Freddy, Jason, yeah. You know what, let's do it. Round 1. Fight! Welcome to my nightmare! Don't you have anything to say? Ooh, Jason wins! Okay, enough of them. Let's move on to the other pieces of merchandise that I got. Now, as you guys know, I worked at Astro's Evil Dead, so I gotta support my maze somehow. So I got the t-shirt! Yay! This is the official Halloween Horror Nights shirt. Here is the logo right there. I know it's got a little bit of fur. There's the logo right there. And this is actually kind of cool because if you look at the license plate of his car, it says Groovy. So this was actually a very cool piece of merchandise I got. And really, it was like 1 out of 2 items that they made specifically for Halloween Horror Nights for Astro's Evil Dead. They had this and a poster. They had like a pop figure and a couple of the masks that were used. But I wish they made more stuff for this maze. I mean, they did for like The Shining and Insidious and all that. But honestly, I don't think even Insidious got anything. I don't remember. But anyways, this is cool. A neat shirt. And yeah, there's nothing on the back. It's just a black t-shirt. So it was cool. This was a really cool piece to get. Near the very end of Halloween Horror Nights, everything went on sale. So I was like, you know what? I better get this stuff before it completely disappears. So I got another t-shirt. The Shining! Yes, this was actually my second shirt that I got. Actually, no, this is actually the third shirt I got. But this is the Shining Maze shirt, and it's got the 2 girls right there. Come play with us. In fact, that was the logo or theme for Halloween Horror Nights this year, come play with us. And I think there was another phrase that they came up with. It was like the nightmare never ends or something like that. But on my lanyard, which you'll see in a second, it actually says come play with us. So, yes, we got The Shining right here. Now, they didn't have a t-shirt for Titans of Terror the Maze, but they did have a t-shirt for the Terror Tram. There it is. That is the Titans of Terror Tram t-shirt. As you can see, we got Chucky driving the tram, and up here on the top, we got Freddy, Jason, and Leatherface. Again, I'll be talking about this in part 2 of my series, so be sure to check it out. And what's really cool about this is that supposedly something happens when you put this under a blue light. My cat's meowing, sorry about that. But if you were to put this under a black light or a blue light, it does something. I wasn't able to check it out. I tried to get into areas of different mazes that had blue lights, but I wasn't able to see anything. So the only other pieces of merchandise that you can technically call or classify as Titans of Terror merchandise were shirts that were from last year that said Freddy vs. Jason, and then another one saying Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But you know what? This is cool. They actually had a sweatshirt of this too that I really wanted to get, but they were sold out of all the sizes that I wanted. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a sweatshirt, but not for this one, but the official sweatshirt for Halloween Horror Nights. A lot of us working in the maze and as scare actors, we all had this same sweatshirt. It was kind of like the official sweatshirt for Halloween Horror Nights. Here we have the logo right there. It's on the chest. And then on the back, we got the official, in a way, it's like the official poster for Halloween Horror Nights. And unfortunately, it doesn't have Ash vs. Evil Dead, but it does include other mazes in here. We got Chucky, we got Saw, that's Jigsaw or Billy, we got American Horror Story, and once again, we got The Shining. It says, come play with us. Halloween Horror Nights. There it is. So I have a little bit of like everything from all the different mazes. And except for Insidious, though. I don't really know if they had anything for Insidious. Maybe they did, I just didn't see it. But yeah, this was cool. Next up on my list, the Souvenir Cup. The official Souvenir Cup for Halloween Horror Nights. And again, it's the Titans of Terror Tram. This was actually very convenient to have because I needed a lot of drinks to keep me hydrated, basically. I only used this a couple of times, but at home, it works great. And what's really cool about this, again, is that it's Halloween Horror Nights edition. And it was the only Halloween Horror Nights souvenir cup that you can get. I mean, they had other souvenir cups from like the Simpsons area and Jurassic Park and Transformers, but if you want to get Halloween Horror Nights souvenir cup, this is the one you got to get. I'm not sure about Orlando's version, but this one was ours. So, yeah, pretty cool. We have the maps of Halloween Horror Nights. And let me just say that I have a whole stack of these because let's just say, I brought some home from past trips. But yeah, this was the official map for Halloween Horror Nights. And it is a lot different from what you would get normally at Universal Studios Hollywood because this is the Halloween Horror Nights edition. And really, this was something that I guess people like to collect. And again, I have a whole stack of these. So I got a good collection. One of the other pieces of merchandise that I got to help me stay warm were these gloves. Now, what's so specific about these gloves? Well, they're probably not going to work anymore, but these actually light up. Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh. That is bad. All of the red bulbs are out. There's only a couple green on there and a couple blue. Oh, jeez. Yeah, so this used to be a lot brighter and there used to be a lot more color options, but these got used so many different times, and I think the batteries or either the wiring got all messed up. Let me put on this one and see what colors we have on this one. Oh, the red on this one. Oh, wow. This doesn't even stay on forever. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, so... yeah. These are busted again. These were really useful during the really cold nights, so these were good. And these were actually neat gloves. And last, but certainly not least, we have my wallet/ID badge holder. This literally was my very first piece of Halloween Horror Nights merchandise that I've gotten ever. These were not sold in stores. These were exclusively for those of us who were working at Halloween Horror Nights. And the lanyard you can get in the stores. This originally was a black lanyard. It didn't have any style to it, so I got this one. Again, it's The Shining. They didn't really have any other versions of this. It was just The Shining, as far as I know. So come play with me once again. They also have the really cool pattern that they use from The Shining, like the carpet. That's pretty cool. But yeah, this is my own personal piece of Halloween Horror Nights merchandise that wasn't sold in stores, but more specifically was meant for those of us working at Halloween Horror Nights. And again, my very first piece of merchandise. Very cool. And what an experience this was. And you know what? I'm going to end it right here, guys. This was a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself a lot. I had a great time. It was a great experience working at Universal for Halloween Horror Nights. I can't speak for everybody, but I think we all enjoyed working during Halloween Horror Nights. Maybe some of us had it harder than others. All in all, I really had a great time. And I'm looking forward to more opportunities at Universal. And really, that's where the story ends. It was great. For those of you who are wondering, is it worth it to work at Halloween Horror Nights? Yes, it is, because what they told me was that this was like your on-the-scene interview in terms of being able to work in the parks in the future. So if this is on your resume, if you worked at Halloween Horror Nights, your chances of getting rehired at Universal are boosted way up. Much more than like somebody trying to get hired by Universal who hasn't worked at Universal before. So my recommendation is that if you want to get into Universal, if you want to work at Universal, your first option you should do, try Halloween Horror Nights. It may work out. Trust me. You could probably try for Grinchmas. That went by fast, by the way. But this is a good way to get your foot in the door to working at Universal. right here, Halloween Horror Nights. On that note, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. It's greatly appreciated. Be sure to check out my other channels, the Educational Series, the Design Video Series, and the Travel Town Series. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Links are down below in the description of this video. And thus ends my time at Halloween Horror Nights at the Ash vs. Evil Dead maze. It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Universal, for allowing me this great opportunity. It's been a blast. So I guess the next question is, what's my next journey in Universal? What's going to be my next adventure? Let's just say that it might be a forbidden journey. See you November, guys. End scene. And as they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap.